So, while the Republicans are getting record viewership of the RNC convention in Milwaukee,
that is true.
Where's Sloppy Joe?
What?
Well, Joe was hanging out at the NAACP.
It's true.
Slamming Trump.
Kyle, your facts are starting to piss me off.
Pandering the plantation.
That is also true.
Praising George Floyd, the fentanyl felon.
What the fuck?
And says the summer of love of 2020 was peaceful.
There is so much bullshit.
I'm Josh Berganzo on this. Yes, kids, dementia on full display once again.
Come on, man. Give me a little break here.
And it's what's next. What's up, everyone? Josh Berganzo, what's next? Your daily dose. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Thursday. Well, a lot of things happening this week. A lot of stories. But, of course, the biggest story is the RNC convention going on right now in Milwaukee. And, of course, Donald Trump's triumphant appearance that set the crowd on fire. Because a lot of people thought that he would pretty much just chill. Come back maybe on the final day, say his piece and, off he went. No. He was there like the boss he is. And we have seen a number of speakers, including one macho man, Ron DeSantis, who last night set the place on fire. But with all this going on, the whole, Harmeet Dillon prayer, the whole, Amber Rose controversy, where was Sloppy Joe in all this? I've got an update on this and my thoughts, but he was hanging around, shall I say, at the NAACP, pandering the plantation, praising St. George Kirby, and says the 2020 summer of love was peaceful. Yeah, that and $2, I'll sell you the Brooklyn Bridge. And here we go. This comes out of Outkick. Biden spreads more Trump lies at NAACP event speaking about, yes, St. George Kirby. Sloppy Joe insists in an interview with NBC on Monday that he could not engage this type of incendiary rhetoric, yes, I did a video on that prior also, that could cause hate across society. Quote, how do you talk about the threat to democracy, which is real, when the president says things like, you don't say anything because it may incite somebody? Biden said, hey, look, I've not engaged in that rhetoric. How dare you? See nothing, speak nothing, say nothing. My opponent has engaged in that rhetoric, Biden told NBC's Lester Holt. On Tuesday, this past Tuesday, Sloppy Joe spoke at the NAACP convention in Las Vegas and spread more vile lies about Donald Trump. Notably, he told black attendees that the former president called the National Guard to go after them for peacefully protesting the sudden, mysterious death of St. George Kirby. This coming from the post-millennial.
Now, just because we must lower the temperature in our politics and raise to violence, it doesn't mean we should stop telling the truth.
And what is that truth,
Who
Sloppy?
you are,
Tell us that
what
truth.
you've done, what you'll do. That's fair game. As Harry Truman said, I've never given anyone hell. I just told the truth and they thought it was hell. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm going to need some fact checks on that.
Well, here's the truth about why Donald Trump's presidency was hell for black America.
Sure
He
it
tried
was.
to repeal Obamacare.
Which
kick
was necessary.
Millions of black Americans off their health insurance.
With
And a $2
I don't
trillion
know,
tax cut.
massive high deductibles.
Overwhelmingly
Anyway,
benefited the super wealthy, the biggest corporations, and exploded the federal debt larger than any one president has in one term.
I'm going to stop that right there for a second because we were at 9 point something trillion dollars in debt in George Bush Jr., his final year in office. By the end of Obama's term in 2016, we were at pushing $20 trillion in debt. He doubled that in 2 terms than any other president before him combined in this nation's history. So it's called facts. I know you guys on the left don't like facts because it's all about my feelings, but yeah.
He left no room for us to do what we should be doing. Invest in things that affect people's lives, like child care, elder care, and so much more that grow the economy and help people. His
Elder care
mismanagement
grows
of
the economy?
pandemic was especially devastating to black communities. Oh, I know. Because
Yes, the pandemic was devastating to black communities because it did affect no white people or Hispanics or Asians. So there you go.
in other countries, other communities of color. That economic crisis drove up black unemployment, decimated small black businesses, and you peacefully protested George Floyd's murder. Donald Trump called for the National Guard to go after you. What in the hell's the matter with this man?
Yeah. The message, Trump wanted to harm you for exercising your right to protest. The reality, Trump wanted to deploy military forces because Black Lives Matter rioters and Antifa and Democrats who stood by and did nothing burned buildings, smashed windows, threatening civilians, disobeyed police officers. The riots reportedly caused 19 deaths in the first 14 days. Over 24 cities burned and over $5 billion worth of damage. But then again, let me reiterate, yeah, libs don't care about facts. It's, again, my feelings are hurt. We certainly don't expect Biden to stop campaigning against Trump following the assassination attempt. The election is 111 days away. Both campaigns must go on. However, the fact is that he's still spewing garbage and propaganda is wholly irresponsible. Outkick. The wannabe assassin is 20 years old. He hasn't heard for half of his life that Trump is an existential threat, to democracy. Imagine believing that we are 270 electoral votes away from a violent authoritarian rule. And once again, yes, Trump is Hitler. Notice how Biden rarely checks on Trump's policy. Instead, he repeats debunked hoaxes, calls Trump a threat to democracy, and Trump is the first president since Herbert Hoover to lose more jobs than he created. The latter, of course, is a byproduct of the pandemic. And of course, the president continues to name George Kirby, not Laken Riley or Corey Compensori. As we predicted in column Monday, Democrats and media will not turn down the temperature post-assassination attempt. Trying to smear Trump is their religion. The American left hates Trump more than it loves America. My thoughts. Facts, facts, and more facts. The fact of the matter is that, again, not one person from Black Lives Matter, not one person from Antifa, not one Democrat who got on their knees to give praise to St. George Kirby and to denounce their whiteness because they felt guilty has ever taken responsibility. If I'm wrong, comment below. But where was the last major court case that we've seen that there was a major player in these domestic terrorist organizations that was put up front and center and put on trial? I'll wait. All I hear is crickets. But Black Lives Matter had no problem blackmailing corporate America to the point of $90 million, and the co-founder herself bought several houses in Los Angeles. But she was always for the people. So Dementia Joe, shall I say, goes out to the NAACP, sits there, or stands there, shall I say, spews off garbage, nonsense, mumble jumbo his way by slamming Trump and pandering the plantation vote. Yeah, he was pandering. If no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if that little plantation comment upsets you, well, sucks to be you, doesn't it? Because facts matter. I don't give up about feelings. But it's true. It's true. During Trump's 3 years, and let me just reiterate the 3 years because the fourth year we had the pandemic, we had the George Kirby mysterious death, and also the shenanigans in the election, was the three-headed hydra that caused Trump to lose. But during the 3 years, his first 3 years, we had record unemployment, not seen since Reagan. We had record job creation, not seen since the dot-com boom. Of course, Clinton had nothing to do with that. But we saw unemployment at record lows among whites, women, and minorities. Like I said, not seen since Reagan. He brought jobs back into the country. He shut down plants, in other countries and said, you're going to move them here so that way we can create jobs for Americans first. He signed the Keystone Pipeline bill, which, of course, Dementia, in his first 3 days in office, wiped out with a single stroke of the pen. So, facts matter. Lies are bullshit. And Dementia Joe, Sloppy Joe, continues to spout off that shit even as we speak. As far as Dementia Joe's update, as I said earlier, turns out he's got used to be the coof, which of course is now the flu. So he's out for a few days. He says he's feeling better. But a lot of people are looking at this as, could this be Biden's last stand with him potentially dropping out? Well, that's a story for another day. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Borganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue watching the show. Continue spreading the word if you can. And we'll see you next time. Peace.